Cubbi Thompson, my guest for the evening, at Cubbi XOXO, exactly where you think it is. Links to everything in the episode description. Cubbi, thank you so much for coming on with me tonight.
Thank you for having me. I love being here.
Let me start with the basic, boring, every show starts with this. Oh my God, it's going to bring a new answer that no one's ever heard before. How did you initially decide to get into the adult entertainment industry?
Well, my start might be a little different from what you've heard, so maybe I can surprise you a little bit.
I'm sure your answer is different. My question is the most hack beginning question anyone could ever ask, so I appreciate it.
Gotcha. But yeah, my start was a little interesting. Brazzers reached out to me years ago asking if I would like to shoot for them, and I declined. I was like, you know what? No thanks, not for me. And then they reached out again a couple years later, and I was like, you know what? Let's give it a go. Why not? And yeah, so I wish I said yes the first time, but I'm happy I said yes finally.
Sure. Well, let me ask then. I mean, were you an accountant at a bank and Brazzers asked you, or were you an online model at that point? Like, why did they have a reason to reach out and ask you?
Okay, so I do live streaming. I live streamed on MFC, and I still stream over there occasionally, and I absolutely love it. I think it is a wonderful community and everything, and I have a lot of fun being creative, coming up with fun ideas for whether it be an outfit or for like a set that I want to create or like a theme for like the night or something. I absolutely love being creative and like testing the limits and seeing like, okay, what can I do with this like simple idea? How can I make it like a crazy fun idea instead of just like a simple idea? And I think they noticed that on my streaming. I think they noticed my dedication, my creativity, my passion for it. And so I think that's really what caught their eye, where they were like, okay, so, you know, you look all right, but like your creativity and your passion, that's what we love. And so I think that's really what caught their attention.
You know, it's nice. They probably would have done the same thing if you were 6'5", 400 pounds, because of the creativity and the passion and all of that stuff. Like, they offer me all the time. They're like, please come shoot with us. You're so creative and passionate. And I just go, no, please, guys, please. I'm a monster, actually. I'm not an attractive guy. Oh my God. So you were camming first then. You were on MFC, and what was the entrance into that like then? Did you have a vanilla job before that, or was it like 18 years old, let's hop into that, whatever?
Yeah, so I've had vanilla jobs. I have. But I'm a huge workaholic, I'm going to be honest with you. And so any chance I can get, any downtime I have, I'm like, okay, can I add something onto my belt? Is there something else I can do? Is there something I can do more than what I'm doing now? And so, yeah, I owned a couple of businesses when I was under 18, made decent money off of those, and were able to start my life. Like, I bought a house and everything before I even started this career. And then I got to like a pretty like happy place, and I was like, okay, I want something new and exciting and fun, and something that I can really just put all of my effort into. And so then I found camming, and because I had a house where I had like a guest room that I could make into like a fun little cam room now, I was like, you know what? Yeah, this sounds fun. And like I said earlier, I'm like a super creative person. I used to do cosplay for a living. And so I kind of turned that into like a bit of the camming world, kind of merged the two and just had some really fun with it. And I just fell in love with it. So I just went and did it full time from there.
No personal details, but where does that drive to work so much come from? Because I have never found that in my life, and I am significantly older than I should be at this point. I fucking hate work, but I do like my passions. I'll stay up editing this till 5 a.m. and then get up and edit some more and do this and that. But my day job, I couldn't give a shit less. Half effort, don't really care, just kind of run through it and collect my paycheck. Bosses aren't going to like hearing that. But what does that come from? I know what drives me to do this is personal. Is that thunder?
Yeah, something just got struck by lightning.
I was interviewing a lady the other day, and a fucking motorcycle ripped by, and she said she didn't hear it, but I couldn't hear myself fucking saying the question.
I'm glad you heard it, so I'm not just like, for no reason.
That was crazy. We don't cut on the show unless you need me to cut. But oh man. Sorry.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. That was so loud. I'm terrified that you're going to be electrocuted now.
The lights just shut off in 5 minutes. Well,
what does your drive? Where does that drive come from? Again, I didn't want to. Did you grow up broke? I have a theory that people that grow up broke either go one or two ways. They stay broke forever, or they go, I'm not going to be broke forever.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. My family was pretty much split up into two, and one was doing pretty okay, and then the other side wasn't doing so okay. And so I got to experience what honest drive can do for you, and then what if you just want to like be okay with this, you could just be okay with this. And yeah, so I chose to really try and get myself out of that situation and really try and make a better, different life for myself. And I feel like I've done pretty okay, honestly. I feel like we're doing okay over here.
I think you're doing great. I think you're doing phenomenal, except for the fucking weather outside. You haven't figured out how to change that
yet.
Okay. I don't want to delve into personal. I just always have this theory that some of the most interesting and hardest working people I speak to in this industry, again, nothing about the personal stuff, but grew up maybe realizing I need to get out of this. Mm-hmm. I have to get out of whatever this is. And you did that even before getting into the adult entertainment industry. You were just like, hey, I'm not going to be fucking broke.
Yep, from a very, very young age, I was obsessed with like credit score and learning about mortgages and everything. So then before I even got to that age where I needed to start worrying about that, I knew how to handle it. I knew what to do. I knew what to prepare for and do like and prep before I even got to that stage. Then when I got there, I was like, oh, I understand it. I know it. I'm set. I know what I need to do. And then I'm going to do those things. And yeah, that's what happened.
So going into, then again, you're already successful in all these different things. Now you want a new creative venture. How does it get to, I'm going to take my clothes off now? Because it seems like a leap. Like, I couldn't get to that leap. I would have to be like, gun against my wife's head. You have to take your clothes off now. And I'd be like, fuck, I guess. Yeah, how do you get there? Because it seems drastic, but you're very attractive. So it seems like that's a logical step if you want to make a ton of money right away.
You know, I've always been very confident. I've always been a little bit of a, I'm going to dress up so I can get some eyes on me rather than like cover up and just hide in the corner and just blend in type of thing. I've always been a little bit more of like I'm going to stand out. And so yeah, it just came kind of naturally, honestly. I'll be brutally honest. I was always one of those people that was just like posting selfies online for like what reason? I wasn't like an influencer or anything, you know? And so it's just like, let's take these selfies a little bit further, get a little bit more eyes on them. you know.
Your My Free Cams, was that just solo? Oh, there we go. There's the thunder again. Was that solo?
It was. Yeah, I did it all by myself. I occasionally collabed with other MFC models that were on there and stuff, but I would say 99% of the time, it was just me, myself, and I.
So how about your first boy-girl shoot? Was that for Brazzers then, I assume?
No, I shoot content for myself as well. Okay. And the first boy-girl video was actually on there. I did a campaign on my stream 1 month where I said if we get like a top number for the model on the entire site for the month, I was like, if we get above this number, I'll release my first ever boy girl video. And yeah, they cleared that goal. And so natural progression from there.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. How about your first time on set? Was that Brazzers? Like a set, like you're not in control of this set? It
was my very first mainstream video ever. Was for Brazzers, which I have come to learn that is a really cool thing that not a lot of people get to say, and so I'm getting much more proud of saying that now.
Yeah, I mean, it's no offense to you. You work hard on this and that, but it seems like if you were to tell anybody, that would be like, what was your first car? Oh, it was a Mercedes, brand new off the lot. It's like, oh, Cubbi, what was the first thing she shot? Brazzers. Oh. Interesting. Well, her own content after she had built her own businesses up throughout her life, but also Brazzers. Interesting.
Yeah, just drove my Ferrari off the lot. It's fine.
When you step onto that set, is there any anxiety with that? Is there any fear, or are you just full confidence? Is it full energy? Like, what's going through your head in that moment?
Whenever I work with a new crew, there is always a slight anxiousness in there where it's like, oh, I wonder how they work. I wonder how they perform. I wonder how the day is going to go. I wonder if they're nice, if they're joking around, or if they're just stone cold serious. There's always that side anxiety where it's the unknown of how people are going to react that you've never met before. But especially once I get on set, once the cameras start rolling, or if it's a crew that I've worked with tons of times, there's no nervousness there. This is what I'm supposed to do. I feel like this is my calling in life. And so as soon as the cameras start rolling, I'm like, yes, it's my time now. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's do this. It is not more evident than, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. It is very evident that you are not just kind of a one-note type person. Because going through your bio that was sent over by Erica, the lovely Erica, we all love Erica. I don't know why I said that like a president. We all love Erica. Erica's the best. She's the greatest there's ever been. Rev PR for president.
Yeah. But going through the bio, I'm like, okay, what do I need to plug for sure here? Holy shit, how much does she have going on everywhere? Tell me about, first off, very simple, and this goes back to another thing. Tell me about your Etsy shop, because I pulled up your Etsy shop. And first question I have for you, seems like the featured items are your calendar every year, right?
Yeah, they're a highlight item each year.
Sure. Second question is, do you have to buy them? This sounds really... I have one of the hottest women in the world on with me, and I go like this. Do you have to buy them in advance, or they print to ship?
Okay, so we're getting down to the manufacturer questions. I like it.
Sure.
It.
Yeah. Supply chain. I want to know about supply chain.
Yes. What kind of discounts do you give? The calendars are definitely the hot ticket item. I also have Cub Cult shirts, which is what I call my fandom. They're the Cub Cult. And so, yeah, you can rock your Cub Cult merch. You can hang me up on your wall. There's also other things in there like stickers and little resin things that I make, which is really fun. It's really, I'm a painter. I like doing art, and so it's really fun to either have a painting or little resin things that I make or whatever and put them in there, so then it's not just a merch item, it's a piece of art that I actually created, and it could be sneaky, when people are over, you don't have to tell them a porn star painted that, but when your friends are over, you're a porn star painted me this. It's a lot more fun than just slapping my face on something and being oh, merch is just me. It's no, there's obvious merch and then sneaky merch.
Right. My wife just got into felting. You ever fuck with felting?
I have. I poked my finger too many times and I was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me.
So I'm looking at seeing your resin skull. We haven't really dug into resin in our household. We're an artistic household as well. And by that, I mean she does that and I make jokes into a microphone.
I love it.
Going back one question, the 2024 calendar. Now, here's my question. Do you have 10 boxes of those sitting around somewhere that you're fuck, man, these got to pick up? Did October hit, or are you good? You have limited quantities left, we're okay?
No, there's definitely limited quantities left. But I will say last year I did make a slight fuck up. And when I was ordering them initially, we're fine now. Thank goodness I sold them. But last year when I was ordering them, my finger slipped and I hit an extra button. And so rather than 200, I had 2,000. Not ideal, especially when they get delivered and you didn't realize until the boxes just keep showing up. And you're oh my God, what did I do? But yeah, thankfully we're good now. There's limited quantities, so
okay.
Got to get it if you want it.
Do you start looking at the inventory around October and you're fuck, we got to move this. Let's get this moving. Or are you okay? That's just a joke.
I do it per month. I'll get so many each month, and then I'm okay, so this is about how many go each month. And so I don't get that many. But then if we didn't do that many that month, then yeah, I'll be like, ooh, little deal going. Get a free sticker with a calendar. Whoopsie.
Okay. All right. I need to move on from supply chain. Otherwise, the listeners are going to fucking kill me. You know exactly where to find Cubbi Thompson here at Cubbi XOXO. So, just moving aside separately, OnlyFans. What kind of content do you produce for your OnlyFans? Is it a little bit of everything? Do you have like a niche you kind of stick to?
I tried sticking to like certain things and have those be like my thing that I always do. But then I realized that it got a little too repetitive and a little too like, oh, they know what to expect, which can be a good thing. But I really like my creative side. Once again, I just really like having it be where like, you're like, oh, she's online right now. Like I have no clue what she's going to post right now. Like I could be like in full like Grinch body paint, or I could just be in like a sexy little outfit. Like, like you never know what you're going to expect. And I kind of like that. It kind of makes it fun because like sometimes we'd be like super like sexy shows that are, you're there for something specific. And then there's other ones where we're being silly or we're body painting or where I'm just doing chores like naked around my house. Like there's so many different things where it's like you never know what you're gonna get, and that's what I like about it. Sure.
Now, as I discussed with my wife, men are the problem in the world. Do you also get complaints on those things? Like you post cleaning around the house and some guys are like, do the bedroom, what are you doing? I don't care about the kitchen, or a guy's like, oh, fucking go take a shower, don't post all this other like they want specific things. Or is everyone pretty happy? Is everyone in the cult club? No, the Cub cult. There you go. Club is what I'm starting, and if you want to sign up, you just have to drink the Flavor Aid. Wasn't actually Kool-Aid at Jonestown. It was Flavor Aid. Anyway, what was my question? Oh, do you get complaints on it though? And what does that feel like if you put your heart and soul and your creativity into something, and someone posts like some guy with a I don't know, some kind of anime fucking avatar comments like boring period?
Thankfully, I don't really get any complaints. I think the Cub Cult is very understanding of like who I am, that I sometimes am in a silly, goofy mood. Sometimes I'm in a sexy mood. Other times I'm like, hey, I want to hang out with you. Like, let's just like chat and like catch up and everything, or watch a movie together. And I think they truly understand that I'm just like me on there. I'm not putting on like a character. Like I'm trying to be like this like perfect person or anything. No, I'm just like, it's more like a girlfriend experience. Like not every day would I be just like putting on a full on production show. A lot of the times I do, but then there's other times where it's like, no, let's hang out and like cuddle and like watch a movie and like have dinner together. Like, there's the whole thing. So I think they really like the girlfriend experience that I sell on there.
Sure. And sometimes your girlfriend wants to just sit on the couch in sweatpants and watch Netflix. Just post that. Post that. Sure. Yeah. Getting into the industry, or not getting it. Have you had any, this is a question I recently added to my repertoire, and maybe not. Have you had any firsts in porn? Not like in porn, like you did it for the first time. Obviously you did all that. But was there anything you did in porn that you had never done in your personal life before? That then you had to experience it for the first time in front of X amount of people with giant lights on you?
I think there's tons of different ways that I could answer that. Because I did start in the adult industry, almost as soon as I could. I would say a lot of my firsts have been on camera. Like the first time I've ever been with a girl was on camera. The first time I ever did a threesome was on camera. The first time I ever did like some more like kinky, like bondage stuff, like was ever on camera. And so like, I think there's a lot of things that people would be surprised where it was like, oh, that was your first time? Because like, I get into things, I enjoy things. And so a lot of the times you can't even tell like it was my first time ever. But a lot of the times it is my first. on camera.
So how do you prep for any of those types of things? Like, how do you prep for your first girl scene? Do you like find a very feminine looking boy and kiss him a lot? Or like, that was just a real bad joke. What do you do to prep for these types of things? Was there anything, or were you just kind of like, fuck it, let's run in and try this?
Yeah, I'm a very experimental person. I will try anything once, whether that be sexual, food, like anything. I will try anything at least once. But I always say you have to try it twice. The first time could be a bad restaurant, could be a bad cook that night. But if you go back, you're like, no, this is the best meal I've ever had. So, you always have to try things at least once, but definitely try it twice. And that's how I've kind of always been. So I'm always just like, oh, I've never tried that. Let's try it. If it's for me, then fuck yeah, it's for me after that. But if it's not for me, like, okay, let me try it with somebody else. Let me see if it's a different vibe or something with somebody else. And then if it's still not for me, then it's still not for me. But you got to try things. That's the exciting part of life.
I understand the variety that your creativity takes. But let me ask this. If there was one specialty kink or fetish that you especially enjoy, everything else is a 99, this is 100. Is there, and it just, whatever it was, you started getting a bunch of requests for it on your OnlyFans. Would you be thrilled? No. That's not even a question. I tried to word it in a way where it was like, don't sound stupid. And instead I sounded like I don't. You sound like my wife and not my mother. So let me ask again, what is like a specialty, if you will, that if you had to stick to just one thing, you'd be happy doing that? Is it just, do you like doing JOI stuff, solo stuff, boy-girl stuff? Like, again, if your OnlyFans had to rebrand as strictly one niche, blah, 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 what do you think it would be?
Honestly, if I had to pick one, that's so hard because I like it all. But I think I would go with more of the, like, cosplay themed, like, storytelling, like, niche. Just because, like, I have some of my favorite videos for me personally and for my viewers are the ones where, like, I make, like, full sets. I make full storylines. I make, like, costumes to go with it. Like, I have ones that I'm, like, a devil girl, and I made, like, a full dungeon with a salt ring, candles, like, this whole thing. There's another Harry Potter one where, like, I rented out an entire train station just for, like, a 10-second clip in the beginning of the video of me arriving at the school. Like, like, there's just, I love fully going out with, like, the cosplay and the storytelling ones where it's like, no, I'm, like, role-playing as a character. Like, I love those ones. And so I probably would pick, like, cosplay role-play to be my thing. What
is your favorite theme of cosplay that you like to dive into? Is it anime stuff? Is it Star Wars? Do you really like Willow stuff from the 80s? I just don't even get that reference.
Listen, I am a huge Star Wars nerd. Like, I posted something yesterday of me swinging lightsabers. Like, that's like a daily exercise for me at this point, is lightsaber wielding. So, yeah, let's go that. Oh my gosh, I did Darth Maul last May the 4th. I have to do it again this year. Like, I've never felt more myself as when I was Darth Maul. I was like, oh my god, this is me.
Okay, but are you naked in the cosplay?
Yeah, I have some posters where it's...
Are you red all over?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that
takes hours.
Why wouldn't you just be Padme?
I mean, I've done a bit of it all, Okay. I've done some Leia, I've done some Luke, I've done some Darth Vader, Darth Maul. Like, I've done a couple of characters there. I gotta do Jabba next.
I'll do Jabba for you. I'm not that big, folks, by the way. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm not, some enormous monster. I'm okay. I'm all right. That's what I have to keep reaffirming to my wife every night. I'm okay. I have nice eyes and good teeth. That should be enough. You also have, now look, I take this very seriously because I've never had the balls to actually get on stage. I have to do it behind a microphone. You have comedian light on your Twitter bio.
I do.
Okay. All right. Have you ever actually done like stand-up stuff?
Yeah, I used to have a comedy stage show when I used to do cosplay and stuff. Sure. I had a comedy stage show that I did, and it was tons of fun. I traveled to so many states and just made people laugh, which is like my entire purpose for living, is just to make as many people laugh as I can.
Sure.
That's why I started my YouTube, because it's kind of like me being silly, goofy, like I want to make you laugh. So yeah, that stage show really like spawned so many things where I just want to make people laugh, you know?
I always try and put anxiety on other people, so I apologize for that. But here's what I'll ask. Is it more anxiety inducing to stand up in front of 200 people at a stage show, or to step on a set where we're doing a, male, female today, like something like that?
Honestly, and I know people would think I'm crazy for this, but I think they're about the same, which is crazy because one, you're just standing there with a microphone, and the other one, you have like your clothes taken off and everybody's staring at you. But like they're about the same to me. I get that like tiny bit of nervousness, like the same thing where it's like, I wonder how they're going to react. Like I wonder how they're going to be. And then as soon as you get up there and like it starts and everything, then you're just like, I'm in my element. Let's do this.
Now, to be fair, here's why it is scary, because as an audience member, I'm a lot more likely to heckle you if you're standing on the stage with a microphone rather than naked on a couch. Like, the second one, I don't give a shit what you say. I'll just, yep, she's right. She's got it. Yep, everything she says is fucking good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meanwhile, if you're up there and you're like, you have airplane food, I'm like, yo, get this chick off the stage.
You ever have an airplane food? Okay, honestly, that deserves to be heckled a little.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. Do you ever want... So here's what I love hearing about you, is you do these grand productions, it sounds like, or you at least try to, and you work on and you build up these grand productions. Okay. What is the crossover to mainstream going to be someday? Because I don't know that this world can contain you. Creativity. I think you can only play stepdaughter for so many years before you become stepmother, and then you just go, I'm tired of being a step something. Do you have mainstream ambitions at all?
Like mainstream?
Like movies, and I don't mean like, oh, Cubbi and Leo. Like, look, sorry, Brazzers was your first one here, but you may have to start a little bit smaller when it comes to Hollywood. But I mean, like, do you have any ambitions to? I know a lot of porn stars start off doing like horror movie roles and stuff, and I think that's pretty much because they can get their tops off, right? It seems like. Yeah,
they just gotta scream, and they're like, "You're booked, you got it." So I feel like that's a pretty good place to start for a lot of people. But then I would love to, honestly. I was a theater kid growing up. That's why so many of my mainstream movies currently in the adult industry have long scripts or a lot of acting in them, because the directors know, like, hey, this one can act a little bit. So I genuinely enjoy acting. I love like pretending to be a different character. So I would love to. But more importantly, I think I would really like to eventually be behind the camera in the adult mainstream industry and direct. I have so many ideas for videos and stuff that I would love to really just get them out and do them. And I think with all like the grandeur of how I like to do things with like sets and costumes and themes and role play and everything, I think I can make some really fun stuff. So I would love to try one day.
Okay. All right. You have a very, and I'm not just blowing smoke here, I'm being serious. You have a very, it was ironic I used Leo in that thing. You have a very Margot Robbie look to your face. Are you told that ever?
Thank you.
Is that a compliment?
Okay. It is. I love that.
It'd be great if you hated Margot Robbie and you were just like, yo, fuck her.
I'm just like, and this is done. This conversation's done.
Fuck her. Okay?
Oh my god. No, she's great. And I love that she's Harley Quinn, because I have like my own little like clown persona, so I feel like we're just like par on that. Like, I feel like I'm the adult industry version of her.
I think that's the way I love hearing what you said there too, because I make no judgments on anyone in this industry. You can go whatever path you want to do. If some girl says to me, I want to make $3 million and then I'm out, Wonderful. Good for you. I want to shoot until I'm doing granny stuff. Wonderful. Good for you. So rare to hear people say, I want to get behind the camera and I want to work in a way that's not judged just based off of how I look or how I perform in front of it, right?
Exactly. Like, I really want to show my creative side. Like, while I look okay, I'll be in front of the camera. True. But then eventually I just want to get behind the camera. I want to write scripts. I want to show my silly, goofy side. I want to show my creative side. I just want to, I want to take what I do for my own content and do it for companies and make it really big and grand and amazing.
Is there a chance you grow your brand big enough where you don't even think about working with the mainstreams in that way? Because you say, I'd like to grow myself big enough to do this and that. But I mean, we both, I'm sure, know women in this industry who the stuff they make is almost bigger than a lot of the mainstream. A lot of the interviews I do with people, they say, I shoot mainstream to advertise my personal stuff. You slap a big face at the top there and someone goes, I need to see if she is an OnlyFans at Cubbi XOXO. I need to see that. Maybe that would be
great. I have started coming up with a business that I could transform into a production company one day. I'm starting to set up the tiles, for the future and everything for what I want. People always talk about how scary a 10-year plan is, and I'm like, no, I'm already on my 20-year plan. Like, we're already that far in advance. So yeah, I would love to make a name for myself in this industry, make friends in this industry, and then eventually transform that into my own thing where I can have my own ideas with my own company and then have my amazing, beautiful friends that are in the industry shooting for me.
Okay. All right. Let's set a milestone right now today, the day we're doing this interview. I want to do a thing we call Stat Check. Now, Stat Check is a thing where we use the Internet Adult Film Database, IAFD, and it's almost like IMDb, except it is nowhere near as accurate. All the numbers are wrong. I'm going to say them to you, and your response is going to be this. I just know it. You're going to go, those numbers are off. Even though we've established at the beginning, those numbers, they're off. I told you, so you probably won't do it, but you might do it anyway and go, those numbers are off. Let me run through it. So, according to IAFD.com, scenes 31, you've done 31 scenes. Now, this doesn't count personal stuff, this and that. It counts some many vids, but not other. It's wrong. We're just going to check on it a year from now when you own your own studio, and we're like, oh my God, remember when she only did 31 scenes?
I love it.
Number of guys you've worked with, 22, so that means you can still get into heaven. Number of girls you've worked with, 8. Now, as far as nominations, I'm only going AVN here. I know you have other ones as well, but no AVN nominations yet. Is that correct?
Yeah, so far, all of these are wrong, but that's fine.
She did it. She did it, folks. We knew she'd do it because we know how valuable numbers are to these adult performers. It is their livelihood, which means make sure you go sign up at Cubbi XOXO. Links to everything in the episode description, but we knew she'd do it. So no noms and no wins yet. It was funny. I interviewed someone the other day, and she was at her computer, and she goes, hold on. And I hear typing, and I go, oh, okay, what are you doing? She goes, I have a spreadsheet with everyone I've worked with. And I was like, oh, this is great. So I go, your IAFD says this many scenes. She goes, 1, 2, 3, 4. She goes, nah, it's wrong. It's 38. And I was like, okay, good. We went through it.
That. Iconic. No, I have been nominated for AVN Awards. I think there was 6 maybe in total that I've been nominated for. I haven't won any with AVN yet, but I have won. Oh my goodness, I have won the lightning. It's back. I have won 3 XBiz awards and 7 alt porn awards, as well as like 13 Cammy awards and everything. But yeah, no AVNs yet, but we're coming for you. Next time we do this, I'm going to be like, I got one.
I know that, absolutely. The Alt Award's interesting because that was my first, when I first look at you, I go, again, I was born way later than you, whatever, I'm older than you. And I look at and I went, oh, this girl's alt, or what we called it back in the early 2000s. We would have said goth. That was wrong. Your tattoos, are we going to grow it out to a full body? Are you happy where you are now? Is a couple more you want to pick up?
I definitely want a couple of more. I know I completely covered them. What's perfect for this conversation right now. This arm is a full sleeve. It's like fully covered. This arm has like little sticker ones here and there. I would love to get a few more sticker ones that have meaning and stuff. But I don't really think a full like body sleeve is ever in my future. I have some on my legs, but you know, I like you to see like me a little bit still, but also some stuff that I'm into. So I like to keep it that way.
Gotcha. The hocus pocus on the back of your thighs. What is the story behind that?
I'm honestly just a huge Hocus Pocus fan. It is my second favorite movie of all time. And I got it on my thighs because, you know, that's where the magic is.
My wife and I, every year, we're in Jersey. Every year we drive up to Salem for Halloween. We stay there for a week. We've done it for like 10 years now, save for one COVID year in the middle. But it's
You're
so
taking
great.
me next year, right?
I'll leave
Family
my wife
trip?
home. If you're coming, get out of here. Actually, my wife would leave me home as long as you were driving. That would be fine. But we go every year. It's just the most. Have you ever been?
I haven't. One day.
It's the most beautiful little just walking town, just small shops everywhere. If you drink, there's a brewery, there's the best restaurants. Oh,
I heard there's really good museums too. I love a good museum.
See, I never want to hit the nerd shit, but yeah, there's some great museums up there.
I told you, when I was a kid, I read books about mortgages. You don't think I love a good museum?
We got to get back to this too, because you are very funny too, and it is not ever it's never been the thing I see where I go, hot chick, and then she turns out to be really funny. And you are really funny. And you're hot chick, and also she's a nerd, which normally is kind of bullshit. Normally the hot girls who do cosplay and stuff are like, hey, I watched an episode of Star Wars Episode 7 once. And
it's all just for show, and then you're like, or like Legos, everybody's into Legos all of a sudden.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, really? What's block number 23047? Yeah, you don't know, do you? Like, exactly. Do they have a pink Lego? No, they don't. Liars, you don't know anything.
Okay. So I don't mean this in an insulting way. I have to ask though, were you always an attractive person, or did you glom to the nerd stuff because maybe you were like kind of a weird girl, and then like you grew up and got hot, and everyone's like, oh my god, that fucking girl that likes Legos is hot now?
I would say it was a little mix of both. I was definitely like the weirdo in school, like for sure, like the teacher's pet, like 4.0 GPA, like, oh my God, okay, book nerd. I was that type of kid in school. So I was always a little bit of like the outcast. But I haven't really changed too much how I look, I don't think. Like you can look at photos of me earlier and like I look a little bit different, but like pretty much the same. So I think I was just a weird, mediocrely okay nerd.
I think about however the universe creates people and the soup that they drop in, and I think mine's mostly water with like a carrot in it, and yours is this big grand soup with creativity and beauty and intelligence 4.0. Dude, I had like a 2.2 in college, and I went for film. Do you know how dumb you have to be to get that in college? Okay, for film.
I'm sure you did great.
Well, I'm good enough to be sitting here talking to Cubbi Thompson. You said Hocus Pocus, second favorite movie of all time. What's your favorite?
Jaws, by far.
You just you won my wife over 10 times over.
No, that's why I have shark tattoos all over me. Like I literally am covered in shark tattoos, and it's because like they're my favorite animal. I admire them so much. I love the movie Jaws. I think it is a masterpiece. So yeah, they're the greatest. You know what you're not though? I'm trying to read you here. You have the altish style, you have nerd culture. You're not a snake girl though. Yeah, I am. I have a pet lizard. Oh no, folks, run.
This one will ruin your house. Okay?
I'm coming. Watch out.
Okay. All right. One time I was down the beach with an ex-girlfriend and I won this you could have a goldfish or a little lizard. I had never owned a lizard before. I have no interest in owning a lizard. So I chose the lizard, and we come home.
No interest, so of course you chose the lizard.
None whatsoever. And and I'm like, okay, it was $5 to win this thing. Great, I'll take the lizard home. The lizard will eventually die and whatever. And then I felt bad. I was like, oh, I can't just let this lizard die because I've never been shooting at animals and whatever. So I had to go out and spend like $300 on this fucking full setup and had a heat lamp on it. And this dumb lizard lived for like 4 years. Do you know how long those animals at the beach die? They're begging for death when they're in those little bags waiting to be picked up from the carnival.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of lizard it was?
It was an anole.
Oh, so it was like the little green ones?
Just a little guy, and it terrified the shit out of me, and I had to feed it crickets, and I would have to pick up the crickets by their legs with a tweezer and drop it in, and then I would wake up sometimes.
You could also just pick them up with your hands.
Yeah.
That's okay, too.
Yeah, you could do that. Sure. You could do that. That's true. Cubbi Thompson will be coming to your house to deliver crickets to your lizards, folks. But
that's my next business venture. After this adult world, forget the directing thing. I'm going to deliver crickets by hand.
What kind of lizard do you have?
I have a bearded dragon.
Okay, see, they're cute. They are kind of cute because they're like creepy looking, but I like when they run towards you and stuff. The bigger
and that they do this.
Yeah, they do that. Well, that's what I do. Jazz hands. Okay, so what do we have coming up in the future? Do you have any type of scene or shoot coming up? You don't have to say names or whatever, but that you're so excited to do.
I will give one a shout out because I've already done it and the lightning is back. I've already shot this video, but I think it's really going to be one that people need to look out for. I shot with Angela White and Kieran Lee. And it was Kieran Lee's big Brazzer comeback in almost 2 years. So he hasn't shot for them. So it was his big comeback video. Obviously, it's Angela White, who's an icon. And then I was thrown in that mix somehow. And so, I definitely think it's one that everybody should go watch when it comes out. There's not a release date yet, but you better watch it for me. You better hype it up.
Do you just, okay, I don't mean this in a rude way at all. Do you just expect it now that you'll have all, because again, your first offer, your first big thing or whatever, getting in, it's just Brazzers, just throwaway, whatever, just Brazzers. Now they're like, oh,
the Ferrari.
Do you want to be the comeback scene for Kieran and work with, just Angela White too, by the way. Are you expecting it now? Like if you showed up on set and some dude was just kind of like average, would you just be like, all right, we'll get through this?
I don't expect anything in my life. I think you genuinely have to put your whole heart and soul into something and then you'll be rewarded. And so I think that is what is happening is I got a small reward for my dedication and passion to this industry. But the grind isn't going to stop because I think I am going to just get everything now. Like, no, definitely not. Exactly. We're going to go harder than ever. Sure.
Last question I have. I have two questions for you. This one's a little more complicated and then just a nice wrap-up question. But are you nervous about AI at all? Because I thought also, personal experience, that's what I had always heard. I don't want to talk to someone that looks like Cubbi Thompson. I want to talk to Cubbi Thompson herself. But there was a new report that came out that said OnlyFans revenues for AI models may surpass real models in 2026. Are you terrified of AI? Do you see it as kind of a benefit? Because some of the stuff they've been doing with like Sora and this and that is very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so my personal opinion on AI, I think that it can be really helpful in so many ways. I think there's so many ways that we really need AI to make things better. But then I think there's other ways like that where it's people having profiles that are almost solely just AI based people and it's not even a real person, I think that can be very harming and dangerous. I think there's a lot of people that I've seen on Twitter even, there's been like AI photos where like I look at it and I'm like, she has 17 toes. Like, of course that's AI. But then you'll look at the comments and there'll be tons of people that won't know that it's AI. And so I think it can be very dangerous. I think if it's going to happen, there needs to be precautions put in place where the profile maybe look different or is different, and that clearly states, hey, this is not a real person. This is, like there needs to be like banners on things or something. There needs to be something that lets people know this is not and never will be a real person type of thing. But I think once precautions like that can be made, and then somebody can easily look at a profile and be like, oh, this doesn't have the AI things all over it, so this is a real person. Like, I think once things like that get put into place, it won't be as scary of a thing. But I think right now, where we're in this weird limbo stage with it, and some people can tell, some people can't tell, I think that is where it can be a dangerous, scary, and not good place that it's in right now.
What I really like it for, because I understand the argument that artists make too, you're taking things away from artists, you're not giving the opportunity, or the AI is drawing from artists. Where I think it could be really beneficial is right there. Where I think it could be really beneficial is you shot your thing, you closed off that train station. What if we could just green screen that? You're not really hurting any artists. You're not doing anything. So background work, I think, would be great. Stuff you can't do, like if I have to fix my voice in something, AI can help with that. But I agree, the scam thing is just completely like, you're a scumbag if you're doing that. I get it. Last question. What's the end game? Are you just going to keep growing? I asked you before about mainstream, but also it sounded like you kind of answered it. Is Endgame behind the camera for the next X amount of years? Or is porn, which there is no problem with this, is porn a pit stop? Not a pit stop in a bad way, but a stop on a more creative journey you're doing?
I definitely wouldn't say porn is a pit stop for me. I definitely think it is something that has changed my life. And so I would like to eventually do the same and hopefully change the porn game a little bit, change how things are shot or done, or like do new interesting things that haven't been done yet. I would love to be the call maker for some of those things, but I'm definitely not ready for that yet. I'm definitely loving being in front of the camera for right now. I think this is where I want to be for a bit longer. And then maybe like 10 years down the line, we can switch it up, and then you guys can start watching some of the movies that I produce.
My guest tonight, Cubbi Thompson. You know exactly where you can find her, at Cubbi XOXO. Make sure you go to the episode description. Follow everywhere that's free, bare minimum. Go pay for what you are able to pay for. Don't put your family in, debt, because, or maybe do it if that's kind of your thing. I don't know. I'm not going to judge your relationship, but make sure you support these people, because if you don't support them, then the AI takes over. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight, Cubbi Thompson. Cubbi, thanks so much for coming on with me.
Thank you so much.